Hi, I'm Jen LaCroix with Habitat for Humanity. I'm the Community Loan Officer here at Habitat for Humanity Twin Cities, and today we are going to be talking about repair addendums. Repair addendums, what are they? What do they mean about your purchase agreement? Get a little bit more in depth because I'm seeing a lot of them in the market today. So the first thing is, what is a repair addendum? Let's just have a conversation about what is it. For those of you out there that aren't familiar with repair addendums or addendums in general, an addendum is simply something that's done with the purchase agreement after the fact. After the original purchase agreement is written, let's face it, you have 10 minutes, you're walking through this house, you're trying to decide if you want it. Maybe you go through and you go back a second time, but your time there is pretty limited. You make an offer quickly, especially in this market. There's multiple offers on a property, and maybe after the fact, after the purchase agreement's been accepted, you think, I forgot to ask about this. I forgot to say I wanted this. And that's called an addendum to the purchase agreement. So we see those addendums that come in after the fact. What I've been seeing a lot of at this point in time is repair addendums. So usually you're going to write an offer, and the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to make your purchase agreement offer contingent on an inspection. 9 times out of 10. Sometimes we see buyers waive that inspection, but a lot of times they're gonna say, you know what, I had 10 minutes to walk through the house. I feel like it's a great house, but I'm not super comfortable, so let's get an inspection, somebody to check under the hood, so to speak, of the house, make sure that the mechanicals of the house are working properly. So many times that inspection will come back, and that's the point where we're seeing these repair addendums. So buyers are going in and saying, you know what, the inspection came back and it's got some repairs on here. I'm not comfortable purchasing the house unless these are taken care of. So that is called a repair addendum. At that point, we've got a repair addendum in place. We've written an addendum. It says clearly on the top, repair addendum. All those repairs vary depending on the house, right? Because each house is different. So I'm gonna see, as a lender, a repair addendum that's different on each property depending on the repairs that are required. So there's a couple things that can trip us up here with these repair addendums. The first thing about it is as a lender, you have to remember the collateral that I'm giving you to loan you, say $250,000, $320,000, it's this house. So yes, those repair addendums are important to me. It's important to me as a lender to ensure, as part of the financing, that those repair addendums get taken care of. You can't hand a repair addendum to your lender that says, we're gonna fix the furnace, we're gonna patch the drywall, this is our collateral, remember? So what I'm gonna ask for as your lender, here at Habitat I ask 3 business days before closing, I'm looking for an additional addendum stating that all the repairs have been complete. In addition to that, I want to make sure that this house I'm about to give you a bunch of money for is owned free and clear. Well, guess what? If we have contractors in the house during the time period in which that we're securing the financing, we want to make sure that they've been paid. So we're not getting to the closing table and we've got outstanding invoices for these repair addendums. So keep in mind, folks, when you're writing up your purchase agreement, if you're bringing a repair addendum into it, there's going to be some maintenance that goes along with that for you as the buyer, as well as the seller. You have to adhere to things on that repair addendum. If it says a licensed contractor is to perform the work, indeed, you need to have a licensed contractor perform the work. Or at that point, you're in jeopardy of being in breach of contract because the repair addendum is part of the purchase agreement. As we know, the purchase agreement is a contract. Just a couple things to keep in mind as we're seeing these repair addendums come over too. This is not a wish list. You're not buying a new construction. I actually saw a repair addendum come across my desk, and I'm not kidding. It had a hinge on a door to be fixed, a hinge. Folks, we're buying a new house, so let's keep in mind as we're buying a new house, we're not buying a new construction. You're committing to a process when you buy a house, right? You're committing to the repairs that are going to happen as you live on through this house. As you are 10, 15, 5 years into the house, it needs work. you want to have some idea of either A, who you might be hiring as a handyman to do that work if you're not capable or have no desire to do it, or how you're going to be resourceful and get some of that work done yourself. So if there are things on the repair addendum that have major repairs, of course you're going to want a contractor, or you're going to want to bring a repair addendum into place. If it's a loose doorknob, if it's a cupboard door that's askew, if there's minor things, keep in mind that might be something you just look at taking care of yourself, because at the end of the day, it might be more work to have a repair addendum in place to get to the end of closing, remembering that your lender is going to ask for an additional addendum stating the repairs are going to be complete. We're going to be asking for paid invoices and receipts for that repair addendum. A lot of times, if there's a licensed contractor involved, I'm going to ask for a lien waiver as well. So repair addendums, while they have their place during your purchase agreement, keep it in perspective. Let's keep in mind what we want to put on those repair addendums, and let's just keep in mind that it can create sometimes a can of worms that is going to need to be closed, so to speak, before you get to closing. So to recap, repair addendums, what do they mean? They're just a part of that purchase agreement. They're just an addendum that's written after a fact. Most of the time, they're written after the inspection comes in and everybody's decided kind of their wish list, so to speak. One of the things that you want to keep in mind, as I said, is keep perspective. Remember that that repair addendum is something that you want to put only major vital items that are, things that you wouldn't purchase the house if they weren't fixed. Remember, most importantly, that as your lender, I'm going to ask for another addendum to follow that up. I'm going to ask for those receipts. Those are things that we just want to keep in perspective as we're writing these repair addendums. Thank you for joining. I'm Jen LaCroix. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe.